one shot, one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted in one moment. Did you capture it? Or just let it slip?
This training is going to be the one. The only reason why I say that, because I know it's going to be the one for me. And it's crazy because this training, if I ever do it again, any other marketplace, it will never be as special as it is right now. See, I hate this business, to be honest with you, but I love it. I've seen the good, the bads, the uglies. And it's crazy, you know. People tell you what you need to do to build the business. And today I'm going to share with you things that's not going to help you build your business. It's going to help you build your life. This training that I put together is an experience of mine for the last 1 year of what I've learned. I put together a training that I wish someone would have given to me, someone would have taught me. My heart, my love, my soul into this. And I share it with you because I don't want you to succeed. I want you to be happy. See, John Lennon, when he was a kid, his mom told him the secret to life is to be happy. And in class one day, the teacher asked him, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And John Lennon said, "I want to be happy." And the teacher says, "No, you don't understand this segment." And John Lennon looks back and goes, "No, you don't understand why. Why do we do this business? Why do we build it? It's not to get customers, it's not to make money. If it was, we'd all be rich. The reason why we do what we do is because at the end of the day, we want to be happy. And that's what I want for you. All of you. I've been in this industry for 8 years now. I've made money, I lost money. I made good decisions, bad decisions. A lot of things I'm sharing with you today, like I said, you're going to meet people that are going to train you, and they're going to give you the best tips, the best tricks to build the business. Why? Because of course they want you to make money. Because if you make money, they make money. But for me, it's not about the money. Because for me, when I grew up, you don't understand. Like everybody looks at me like the funny guy. Jokes and all that stuff, but what you don't know is the person that smiles the most, you don't know what they have behind them. And the reason why I put this together, this training, because I know so many of you want this so bad. And I want it for you. And I hope this training I'm going to share with you is going to change that for you. And I know without a shadow of a doubt, you'll never see a training like this ever again in network marketing. I honestly believe I'm built different. The reason why is 5 years building this business, I made no money. I met people that used me. I met people that they didn't even believe in me, let me go, all these things. And the reason why I built my business the way it is because once I made it, I remember what it was like to not make money. I remember what it was like to fail. I remember what it was like to not have the things that you want. You know when you go through struggles and challenges, it's kind of like, don't you just wish you had that magic remote that you can just forward it to the end to see if it's worth hanging on or let it go? Yeah. It's in those times of darkness that you must find the light and hold on to because that's what's going to guide you. So when I put together this training, I'm not going to lie to you, it's more for me than it is for you. But I know it can make a difference for me, it can make a difference for you. So I want you to be happy. How many want to be happy?
Yes.
So you can take notes, you don't have to take notes. What's more important is that you experience this training. That you let it enter your heart. Does that make sense? Because emotion is what moves you. I honestly believe we have something special. I see something special in all of you. How do I know? How can I say that? Because honestly, growing up my whole entire life, I've never felt special. And I made it. And I meet you, I hear your stories, I hear all the things you go through. I'm like, man, this person's so special. This person has a story that people need to hear. And people come up to me and they're like, you know, man, that's so inspirational, all this stuff. And I'm like, not as inspiring as your story is going to be. And this is going to be the game changer. And what's crazy is you get a chance to experience this with me. I mean, this training is being recorded. People are going to watch it, but they're not going to be able to feel it like you guys are doing right now. In this training, I actually dedicated to Suriname. It's a journey. I learned a lot. And I want to share with you because I want to be happy. How many want to be happy? Let me ask that one time. You can already tell it's going to be a little bit different, right? Like, it's crazy. The only time people ever see me cry is like the six-figure ring speech, right? And no one lives that down. Someone even made a meme out of it. I don't know what you know, like the jokes, right? You know how they say your why doesn't make you cry, it's not strong enough. They said if your why doesn't make you cry, obviously you're not Julian Doan, right? I'm like, damn, dude, I'm a meme, right? 200 likes, dang, dude, it's crazy, right? But I want to share with you that I'm just an ordinary person. Today everybody knows Julian Doan as the leader, but they don't know Julian Doan as the person. Today, for the first time, I'm going to open myself up to you. Can I trust you?
Yes.
Because I want to save you a lot of time. I want to save you a lot of heartache. Because life is short. Shorter than you think, and we're going to talk about that. And this is my journey last year. And I hope you appreciate it because it's a piece of me. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Here's what I ask of you. I know you didn't already talk about it, right? It's crazy how people learn and grow. But I want you for a second just to forget about everybody else. I'm giving you a piece of me. It's a gift. And I wish someone would have told me this stuff. Taught me these lessons. I'm about to share with you because it's called alpha mode. Not beast mode. Beast mode is just for a short period of time, right? Beast mode is when you go in beast mode, just, man, produce all these results. Alpha mode is a philosophy. Alpha mode, what it is to change your life. We're going to talk about that. You see me hashtag alpha a lot. We're going to break down what that means. Because how many lives do we have, ladies and gentlemen? One, as far as we know, right? It's not a video game. You're not going to eat a mushroom and all of a sudden you're going to get extra life. In real life, what happens? You eat a mushroom, you either get sick, you die, you hallucinate. Some people are laughing really hard. I know what you do on the weekends, right? You're like, oh, the way in the corner into the portal. I'm really excited for this. I'm really excited for all of you. And what I know is coming out of the event today, we will look back as this is the day that started everything. There's a reason why we're all in this room together. There are people that should be there that are not here. Divine appointments. Are you ready? Yes. I'm just asking because I don't know if you're ready. I'm just telling you this is some deep stuff. We're gonna share some laughter. We're gonna share some tears. You'll see me cry more today than you've ever seen me cry. Because I want for you to see my passion. I want for you to see my heart. I want you to know that I want you to feel whatever you feel from this. Some of this stuff is going to make you sad. Some of this stuff is going to make you happy. But when you feel is when you're alive. See, everybody dies when everybody lives. And I want you to live a life. I don't want you to live a life unfulfilled. Today you're going to discover your why. You're going to discover why you're doing this. For some of you that have been holding on, waiting to make that decision, today's going to be the day that you make that decision. Walking out of here, your life will be forever changed. And the reason why I say that, because I know after today, my life will be forever changed. I know after today, after this training, I'm ready to take this to the next level. And the reason why I say I'm ready to take this to the next level, because I know the pack only runs as fast as the lead dog. And I look at all of you and I'm like, man, you should be there. You should be six-figure earner already. And then I realized, this is my fault. So in a way, this training is my apology to you that I wasn't a good enough leader, I wasn't a good enough friend. That I didn't step up for you. But I'm going to do that now. But all I ask, if I step up for you, can you step up for me?
Yes.
I'm about to give you my heart, please don't drop it. I want to cut myself picking up the pieces, It's scary to open up to people, right?
Yeah.
But you got to. Alpha mode. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So before, I want to kind of give you an idea of who I am, my story, where I come from. And like I said, for me, I grew up from very humble beginnings. My parents, great parents, loving parents. always did their best to give us whatever we could. And they immigrated here from Vietnam, didn't have a lot, and we worked all the time. I didn't really see my parents. I was always alone most of my life. Didn't really have a lot of friends. I was a kid that always wanted to be liked. Always wanted approval. Never got it. The world's such a scary place, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, we should all know better, right? That we take people in, we love them, we appreciate them, we nurture them. What do? We push people away. And I believe for us, what we're going to do, what we're going to create, is that I honestly believe we can change the world. Because what people need is they need more people to not be afraid to show how they feel. What we need is for people to stand and fight for what they believe in, to not let time pass them by. And how are we going to do it? Not from me, but from all of us. That's why I need you. People out there need you. We're going to change the world. All I know is I might not change the world, but I'm 100% confident I'm going to spark the mind that will. I don't know where you are in your life, what you have going on, your struggles, your challenges, but I promise you, pain may last a day, a week, a month, but pain is only temporary. But if you quit, that's forever. And there's so many times I wanted to quit, but I'm so glad I did. And some of you are in here today, forget about talking about your last dollar. Forget about talking about that. Some of you, this is your last lifeline. If you didn't, you're like, man, after this event, I'm going to decide when I'm going to stay or when I'm going to quit. Some of you might be here, but you quit a long time ago. You checked out. It's time to bring you back. Because for me, I don't want to raise and develop better leaders and businessmen and women. I want to help develop better people. Because if I help you become better at business, you're just going to become better at business. But if I help you become a better person, guess what? You're going to become better in all areas of your life. And I learned a lot through life, you know. Life is like a confused teacher that gives you the test first, and then you learn the lesson. I'm giving you the answers to the test. So you don't have to repeat the course like I did. You ready?
Yes.
Alright, let's go ahead. Let's talk about it. Time. Bruce Lee said, if you love life, don't waste time, for time is what life is made of. If you want to experience a lot from this training, here's what I'm going to ask of you today. I'm going to ask you to let your guard down. Because I'm opening myself up to you. All I ask is for you to open up yourself to me. Forget about everybody else. Forget about the people to your right, to the left, in front of you, behind you. This is a conversation between me and you. That if you want to laugh, laugh. If you want to cry, I give you permission to cry. And during this training, if you feel the tears, if you feel like it's about to come on, I know some of you fight. You're like, no, I'm not going to cry. No, you need to embrace it and let it happen. Because that emotion, no matter what it is what creates change. Emotion creates change. You come to this training. That's why I said it doesn't matter about the notes you take. A lot of people are great note takers, but how many times have they ever reflected on notes? If the better way for you to learn this is to experience it, then let it experience you so it can create the change. Let's talk about time. How long do you think the average person lives? See, for us, we live our lives as if there's always going to be tomorrow, as if time is infinite. Think back to when you were a kid. What did you look forward to? For some of us, it's Saturday morning cartoons. Think about your favorite TV show. Every Saturday morning you woke up, and what happened? You're like, man, I'm so excited, and that was what you look forward to every single day. And when you watched that TV show, true or not true, it almost felt like that TV show was always going to be there, that you always had that Saturday to look forward to, yes or yes?
Yes.
And then what happened? How many times did you see that TV show? 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times? And all it does is become a distant memory. Lost in the past. That is the illusion of life, is that we feel like we have all the time in the world, but we don't. And a lot of us, including myself, have wasted too much time. So let's talk about it. How long do you think the average person lives? A, hundreds of days, B, thousands of days, C, millions of days, or D, billions of days?
D.
I mean, that answer is kind of obvious, right? Because we're like, oh, it has to be the worst case scenario, right? But what's crazy about it is I can actually prove to you how short life is. We all talk about life is short. Seize the moment. But mathematically, I can actually prove to you how short life is. And it's scary. The answer is actually B, thousands of days. You guessed right. But what you probably don't know or realize is that the average life expectancy is 77 years old. And what's crazy about that is there's 365 days a year. You do the math, you take 365 days a year, you multiply it by 77, and it means that the average person will only live 28,105 days. Even if you chose the answer B, how many of you can agree that that's a lot less than we thought?
Yes.
Don't we wake up thinking that there's always going to be another day? But it's not. You see, let's talk about life so far. From the moment you're born to the moment you turn 18 years old, you've already lived 6,570 days out of that 28,105. So what does society tell you? Go out there, work 40 years of your life, 40 hours a week. For a job you make, for a paycheck you make, for a boss you make, to retire at age 65. That means from 19 to 65, you're going to work an additional 17,155 days out of the 21,535 you had left. To enjoy your golden years. So we look forward to retirement, right? So from 66 to 77, for what's left out of spending 40 years of your life working for 40 hours a week, what does that pay off to? To you being able to enjoy 4,015 days out of the 4,300 you had left. Everybody dies, but not everybody lives. We're about to dig deep into this. Are you ready?
Yes.
What I want you to do right now is on your piece of paper, go ahead and write down how old you are right now. And take out your cell phone and multiply that number by 365. And that's how many days you've already lived out of the 28,105. Because in order for me to take you to where you want to go, first I got to show you where you are. The first step when you're lost is to be found. Because once you know where you are, you can figure out where to go, yes or yes? Yes. So write down how old you are. And multiply that by 365. That number, circle it. I want you to think about this number. That's how much you lived out of 28,105 days. Now we're about to get emotional. Does everybody have that number?
Yeah.
You ready to dig deep?
Yes.
You say that now. So let's ask the serious questions. If you were to die today, would you be happy with how your life turned out? Let's dig deeper. If you were to die today, would the people you love know and feel how much you love them? Should give it your all. Should give it your best. If you were to die today, how would you be remembered? What legacy would you leave behind? Would you be a person that people will still talk about as years go by? Or would you have played so small in your life that you're going to become a distant memory? That you will just fade. And that people will only talk about on the anniversaries of your death or on your birthday. You see, Bruce Lee said that the key to immortality is not to live forever, it's to create something that will. Take a look at people like Martin Luther King, Mahatma Gandhi. They died several years ago, but guess what? People are still talking about them today. People's lives are still being changed today. Craig Holliday talked about it. On your tombstone, there'll be two dates, your birth date and your end date. It's that dash in between that counts. But what if you died today? How much regret would you have? You see, they say that the most ideal way to pass on is to die of old age on your deathbed with your closest family and friends surrounding you, praying for you as you go on to the next life. And I want you to imagine you're lying on your deathbed. And as you're lying on your deathbed, surrounding you are faces that you don't even recognize. People that you don't even know. And they're looking at you, they're crying. They're crying, they're angry. Some of them are like, you're like, why? I'm about to die, why? I don't even know who you are. And you look at all of them like, who are you? I don't even know you. I'm about to die. Why are you sad? Why are you angry at me? I don't even know who you are. And all of a sudden, all at once, they look back at you, you know what they say? You do know who we are. We're your dreams. We're your goals. We're the talents that were given to you by God, the leadership skills. We're the books that you were supposed to write, the songs that you were supposed to sing. We're the love that you were supposed to give. We're the relationships that you were supposed to make. And because you didn't take it, as you die, we die with you. How many of you have ever driven home before and you got home and you didn't even realize how you got there? That's how most people live their lives. And one day they wake up and you know what they say? How did I get here? Is that how you want to live your life?
No.
So I guess the real question is, what are you waiting for? A lot of us say we're doing this for our families. I honestly believe that you are. A lot of you say you're doing this for your children. You're doing this for your husband, your wife. But like Ian Matsumoto said, every day you're doing this for your parents. You're tired of your parents. You can spend time with them. How many of you realize that every day you're getting older? But you know what's even scarier? So are your family. So are the people you're doing this business for. Some of you are like, man, I'm building this business for my child because I want to be there for them when they grow up. But do you really think that as you get started in this business, that when you sign the application, do you really believe that everybody in your life is just going to put their life on hold for you to figure your stuff out? Do you think your children are really going to say, okay, I know you're doing this for me, Mom and Dad, I'm going to take as much time as you want, I'm going to stay free forever until you figure it out? No. Your parents that work so hard, they're getting so sick, and so tired, so stressed, they gave so much of their life for you so that you can live a better life. Do you really think that they're going to look at you and be like, okay, we're not going to get older and we're going to wait for you to figure out your life, for you to figure out this business, so that way you can retire us, so we can still be young and travel with you? Then why do we build the business as if it will? Time is not your friend. Time doesn't wait for no one. You see, time is a gift. This time that we spent together today, we've given you a part of our lives that we can never get back. You spend a day, guess what? You have one less day to spend. Time is more valuable than money. You can always make more money, but you can never get back the time. In the end, you know what happens? You always regret the things you didn't do more than things you did. It's that regret that weighs the times because you know, man, I could have done so much more. How many of you coming into the convention, coming out with so much belief, you're also a little bit frustrated because you know you could have done so much more? That at the last convention, some of you were at the last convention, you said, this is it. You're feeling the same way right now. Game changer, gonna change your life. This is it. I'm gonna make it happen. You said the same thing you did last time. And then another season goes by in your life. And you're exactly where you are today as you were at the last convention. What are you waiting for? The good news is, yes, you can't go back and rewrite the beginning of your journey. It's already been written. But you can start now to write a new end. I want to share a story with you. I'll share it to you by my pastor. See, we think we all have time, right? We're doing this for our families. We're doing this for our loved ones. People don't wait forever. They're not going to wait for you to figure out your stuff. And I remember when my pastor shared me this story, it hit me. My pastor, he went on the stage and he already started to tear up, and I could see it, I could feel it, And he says, I'm heartbroken, I need to share with you this story. Every week you come to this congregation to hear me speak, for me to speak the word of God, for me to touch your life, to touch your soul, for you to live your righteous life, and I do that every single day. And I apologize because somewhere down the line it's just become routine. I just show up, I do it because it's my job. And I haven't been giving you my best, and you know what? That's how I feel. As a leader, you show up to every student university, you show up to every training. As sick of you are hearing the same information, trust me, we're sick of saying the same information. And I took this business for granted. It became just another day. And his story, I was reminded of it recently. I was just contemplating, thinking about life, and he goes up there and he says, I need to be a better pastor for all of you. You just don't know. That we keep thinking that we have all the time in the world, that another day will come, we'll always have another chance. Another chance. But you know what I learned? Second chances are very rare. And third are even more rare. And so many of us know what we want to do, so many of us know what we should do, but we keep putting it off because we think that we'll always have time. But the key to taking advantage of an opportunity of a lifetime is you got to take advantage of the opportunity of a lifetime, in the lifetime of the opportunity. Because opportunity is never wasted, it's just given to someone that's ready. He went out there and he shared. And he said, last night I went to sleep and I had a horrible nightmare. In the middle of my dream, I saw my best friend. And he came to me in the dream, and he was, half his face was gone, he was burned, he was bloody. And he came to me crying. He said, you're supposed to be my friend. You're a pastor, you're supposed to be my friend. If you knew God was real, why didn't you try harder? Because now it's too late. I'm stuck here. I don't know where I'm at. I'm lost. I'm confused. I don't know where I am anymore. Nothing makes sense. I'm in so much pain. And I can never get it back. You're supposed to be my friend. Why didn't you tell me? And then my pastor woke up. And when he woke up, cold sweat, and he called his friend. Didn't pick up. Called his friend's girlfriend, didn't pick up. Called his friend's mom, didn't pick up. And you know what he said? It's just a bad dream. I'm going to go back to sleep. I'll wake up. It's going to be okay. How many of us have ever said that? We just went to sleep. We're like, okay, you know what? Tomorrow's another day. It's going to be okay. We just wake up, just repeating the same thing, expecting things to change, right? And the next morning he wakes up. And when he wakes up, he sees a missed call from his friend's mom. He calls her back, and he said, what happened? She starts crying. She's like, John, last night at 3 o'clock in the morning, got hit by a drunk driver, him and Kathy. He died. And he just started to break down, and he started crying. And he shared that message. He said, you know, as a pastor, he was my friend. I've been chosen to give the Word of God. And this is my friend, not some random person that I haven't met that shows up to my congregation. It was my friend that I spent time with. And he wasn't open. And I always thought I would have another chance just to give him time. But now I don't have time anymore. And why do I share that with you? Because a lot of us, we have things that are important to us that we build this business. We have a better way. But it doesn't matter how great the opportunity is if you don't share it with people. It doesn't matter if you have the opportunity of a lifetime if you don't take advantage of it in the lifetime of the opportunity. I mean, I got started in this business, I retired my parents. You never know. What would happen if you put it off so long where your chance is now gone? Where all of a sudden as a child and you built the business for, now as an adult. Can you see why you can't waste any more time? There are people that are watching you. There are people that are looking up to you. There are people that need you. So you got to give it to them. You got to give them your best. Because you never know. Missed opportunities, right? And I share that with you is why we need to build this business, because a lot of us, things that we wait for, things that stop us, these excuses, is because it's not because we don't think we can do it, it's because we think we have all the time in the world to do it. But people don't wait and circumstances happen, you never know. So let's go ahead and dig a little bit deeper, okay? So what are you waiting for? Andy Warhol says that when people are ready to, they change. They never do it before then. And sometimes they die before they even get around to it. If you want your life to change, you got to change some things in your life. This is time. We can't put it off anymore. We can't expect things to change without changing things anymore. I'm being upfront with you. I'm telling you, if you want your goals and dreams, as of right now, it's impossible for you to get it. Am I saying that you'll never get it? No, I'm saying it's impossible right now for you to get it the way you are. Because if you can have everything the way you are, you should already have it. But I promise you, if you want to commit to change, to grow, to better yourself, you can become the person that can have all that you want. But that change, I can't make you do that. That's a decision that you have to make yourself. But I'm begging you, I'm doing my best to beg you to make that change today. Why? Because your people in your life, your families, your loved ones, the people you're building a business for, they might not understand it right now, but you need to show them so they understand. You need to just, don't build it and just say that, but they need to see it, they need to feel it before it's too late. Is this making sense?
Yes. Yes.
Because in life, if you don't constantly grow and change yourself, life will put you in situations that will demand you to change. And when life puts you in a situation that will demand you to change, it is never comfortable. In fact, it's the most scariest thing you'll ever experience in your life. And some people never recover. And you look back, and when life forces you to change, you look back on all the possibilities, all those opportunities you had to make those little changes that were so simple. See, because things are so easy to do, but they're easy what? Not to do. And that when you procrastinate, when you put things off, the regret, the damage that's caused would be so much greater than just getting it done right away. This business is easier to build fast and slow. They're like, man, I wish my parents were more supportive. That's for you to decide. Don't you think if you start making more money, just take this business more seriously, start making more money, don't you think they'll be supportive? Your husband, your wife, if you have something better to show them, don't you think they'll be supportive? People only have to judge what you show them, what they see. So it's time for us to show people something different so they know it's something different, so they can feel it's something different. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So let's dig a little bit deeper, right? So what is alpha? Welcome to alpha. See, alpha is an acronym that stands for always living to progressing to higher altitude. It's not a movement, it's a standard. That's how I live my life. The secret to success is to do your best. How many of you ever done your best, but it wasn't good enough? That's the truth, because sometimes your best isn't good enough. The key is not to just do your best. The key is to do your best until you know better. And once you know better, just to go back to the drawing board and giving it your best again, so you can continue climbing and climbing and climbing. The life is so short that we need to go out there and become better. Not for us, but for the people around us. Don't you realize if you live your life based on low standards, you're not just hurting yourself, you're hurting everyone around you. See, alpha, the term alpha, we're going to redefine what alpha means. See, in today's society, when you hear alpha, you think, someone that's cocky. You think Tyler Durden from Fight Club. If you go back in the sense of what an alpha means, it means the leader of the pack. It means the strong one. It also means beginning. You're constantly growing, you're constantly developing yourself. So what I'm going to share with you, what traits does an alpha have. You got to develop these traits. That it's going to help you succeed in your business, but even better, it's going to help you become happy in your life. Isn't that what we all want? How do we want to be happy? I know you do. Do you know how I know you want to be happy so bad? Because I see the wanting of it when you hurt. Pain is a beautiful thing. Because it has a magical way of showing you what's important to you and helping you realize what you really want and what you really need. So what is it? What does Jim Rohn say? Why do we got to become the alpha versions of ourselves? Why do we have to become better? Because Jim Rohn says the greatest gift you can give somebody is your own personal development. I used to say, if you will take care of me, I will take care of you. Now I say, I will take care of me for you, you will take care of you for me. What if we all went out there and lived our lives that way? See, when you take care of yourself and you make yourself become better, you know what you're doing? You're creating yourself into a better gift that everybody that comes in contact with you, you're helping them become better. Isn't that what the Bible says? Is iron sharpens iron, one man sharpens another? Is that why we come to these conventions? Is that why we share these tears? Because we're sharpening each other up? So what are the traits, right? See, these are the 7 traits of the alpha. Leadership consists not in degrees of techniques, but in traits of character. And it imposes on both leaders and followers alike. Let's go ahead and dig deep into it. And again, these are things I wish someone would have taught me. I treaded both lines. Sometimes you got to lose to win. To appreciate things. So the reality is that we know what we have. You know the big saying, right? I never knew what I had until I lost it. No, you always knew what you had, you just never thought you would lose it. You thought it was always going to be there. You thought the opportunity was always going to be present. But that window continues to close unless you take advantage of it. They say a great opportunity only comes twice in your lifetime. You know what's scary? You don't know whether this is your first or your last. So what are the 7 traits? Trait number 1 is to be helpful, but not condescending. It's to go out there and as an alpha, as a leader, as a person of life, that your job, your mission, is to live your life in a way that every single person that comes in contact with your life, whether it's for a second, a minute, an hour, a day, or a lifetime, can say that they're a little bit better off now than before they met you. That is the greatest gift. But see, being helpful and not condescending, there's a difference. So you want to go out there, you want to help people, challenge people, nurture people, speak truth into their lives, help people become better. That is becoming helpful, doing things to help people become better. But condescending, you know what happened? I used to build this business. I used to get so frustrated. You know what I used to say? If you got to do something right, do it what? Yourself. You know what's crazy about that? That is the most damaging thing that you can ever do. This little boy walked onto the beach. And on the beach, he saw all these eggs, these turtles just hatched. And the turtles hatched, and they're making their way to the ocean. And this little boy didn't know any better. And the little boy says, I'm going to help the turtles get to the beach. And the little boy picked up all those turtles because he saw how much they were struggling to make it to the water. And he put them into the water, and you know what happened? They all died. See, what that little boy didn't understand, he thought he was helping. But we didn't realize that people need to go through their struggles. That's how they learn. That's how they grow. That's how they develop. That there's beauty in the letdown. There's beauty in the struggle. It's how you grow, isn't it? Muscle tears, destroys, rebuilds. The reason why I'm here where I'm at is because I felt a lot. Some of you get upset when you get a no. Guess what? I've got more no's than you. Some of you get upset when someone quits your business. Guess what? I had more people quit my business than you. That's one reason why I make more money, because I've gone through more rejections. I've gone through more failures. People get in, they're scared of rejection. They're scared to make decisions. Why? They're like, man, I'm scared to make a decision. Because if I make a decision, what if I make the wrong one? So I'm not going to make decisions at all. And yes, guess what? If you decide to live your life without making decisions, yes, you might not make the wrong decisions, but you won't make the right ones either. See, what's success? Success is about going out there and making good decisions. I agree with that 100%. But how do you make good decisions is based on experience. And how do you gain experience? By making bad decisions. That you want to help people, but you got to let people go on their journey. You got to let people grow. You got to let people develop. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That you show people how to do it. You don't do it for them. You don't give them a fish. You teach them how to fish. And better yet, you teach them how to teach other people how to fish. How do you be helpful but not condescending? You teach them. In the very beginning, I'm going to do it. You watch. I'm going to show you how to do it. And then I'm going to watch you do it. And empower people. And then you're going to show somebody else how to do it. That's being helpful. Condescending means, you know what? I'm just going to get the job done myself. Yes, you might have gotten the job done yourself, but guess what? At the end of the day, guess where you're going to be at? By yourself. Build this business and feel like you're alone, no one gets it. Why don't you help people go through the struggles so they appreciate what you appreciate, they see what you see. So you can strengthen each other. It's trait number 1. Trait number 2 is to be confident but not cocky. To be confident but not cocky. Confidence is having belief in your ability. And it's good, you have to have belief in your ability, because if you don't have belief in your ability, how is anybody else going to have belief in your ability? Does that make sense? So when you have confidence in your ability of what you do, what you know, it shows. You become enthused. You become excited, and guess what? Because you're excited, other people around you become excited. They want to be a part of what you have going on. Isn't it true everybody wants excitement in their lives?
Yes.
To become that person, that's what confident is. But cocky means you know you're good, but now you feel like you're entitled because of how good you are. Guess what? You're entitled to nothing. You will get nothing out of life except for what you deserve. That's the difference between confident and being cocky. Trait number 3 is you got to be vain but not conceited. There's nothing wrong about fixing yourself up. There's nothing wrong about growing yourself so you can look good and you feel good. As long as you do that to inspire other people to want to change their lives. As long as you inspire other people in your actions as you grow and you change and develop, and you inspire other people, they can do it too. But conceited means you do it and you start thinking that you're defined by it. You do things you let improve your life. You don't do things what defines your life. That is the key. See, trait number 4 is to be prideful but not arrogant. To believe in your work, know your work. And take what you know, what you believe in, to show to people that they can do it too. To not forget where you come from. I know where I came from. I knew how much of a loser I was. I know how much of a reject I was. I know how much of an idiot I was. I think about it every single day. Then when I go out there, I build the business, I see people that are way better off than I am, and I get so excited, I have so much confidence in them because I know that they have so much more than I had day one. And what do? I live my life to give them what I didn't have. To give them love that I didn't get. To give them the support I didn't have. 4 most powerful words you can ever speak into someone's life is, I believe in you. Here's what's scary. Before this business, when was the last time someone said, I believe in you? So the people you meet, when do you think was the last time you think someone said that to them? So you have pride that you know what you can do, that you can help people take back control of their lives. You have belief and confidence that you can go out there and make a difference. Being arrogant means that you know you can do it, and guess what? You put people down because they can't do what you do, that you forget where you come from. And let me tell you something, when you forget where you come from, very quickly you'll go back. That when you don't stay humble, very quickly life will humble you. How do I know I've been there? Trying to save you the heartache so you don't lose the friends. So you don't lose the people. Trait number 5 is to be humble but not self-loathing. Being humble means you love yourself enough that when people give you compliments, you take it. Because you realize that when people give you a compliment, when they're speaking words of affirmation to your life, you know why they do that? It's because they mean what they say and they're giving it to you as a gift. To help you feel better, to help you feel loved, to be appreciated. Can't we all agree that most of the people will go throughout their lives not feeling loved, not feeling appreciated? Someone gives you a compliment, whether you believe it or not, just remember where it's coming from. Accept that. Someone gives you a compliment, you know what you say? Thank you. I appreciate you. But not self-loathing where you put it off like, oh, that's not me, I'm not like that, whatever it is. Because you mean something to people. You make a difference. Whether you believe so or not, you're already a hero in someone's life. How many people are we letting down because they're waiting on us? As a leader, so many times we think we're waiting on people, but the reality is they're waiting on us. Make a decision. But again, do you think people are going to wait around forever? No. Forever never comes. That's what they call it, right? Yesterday's the past. Tomorrow's a mystery, but today's a present. Why do they call it present? Because it's a gift. Every day you wake up is a blessing. Every day you wake up is another chance to begin anew. And no matter what mistakes you made yesterday, tomorrow is another day. Today is a day to change it, to fix it. That you're not a slave to your past, you're a creator and master of your future. Trait number 6, to be tolerant but not weak. See, there's 4 different personality types. I don't know if you caught it, but those of you that are those personality types, you've already felt it. I'm talking about your strengths. I'm also talking about your weaknesses. You got to know what your strengths are to embrace it, but you got to know what your weaknesses are to go out there and fix it. Tolerant but not weak. Right? What does that mean? That means you need to learn to be strong to the strong and weak to the weak. To be tolerant, to understand that how people treat you is not a reflection of you, it's a reflection of them. But not to be weak, to understand when to draw the line, when to stick up for yourself, when to fight for yourself, but you have enough self-respect, you say, hey, enough is enough, to draw the line. Because here's what's crazy. You teach people how to treat you. I had a friend that was in a horrible relationship. And she would tell him every day, you're a loser, you're an idiot, all this stuff. And I told him, hey, she treats you like this because you say it's okay. He goes, I never said it was okay. No, it's because you let her do it. You teach people how to treat you. If you love you, people will love you. If you appreciate you, people will appreciate you. You need to love yourself. Because at the end of the day, you can lose everybody. But you will always have you. So why not make you into the person that you'll be happy to be with? Then when you look in the mirror, you're happy because you know who you are. You're happy. So you got to draw the line. How many times in our lives have we let people push us around? How many times in our lives do we let people bully us? It's time for you to take a stand in your life. And you know who's the biggest bully? It's yourself. So many of us get so caught up in what other people say to us. But have you ever stopped to think about the thoughts that you say to yourself? You are your own worst critic. So you got to learn to love yourself, to be tolerant but not weak. To be able to go to someone that's insecure and to give them security. To give people what they need, love, appreciation. Right? Trait number 7. This is a doozy. Is to be dedicated but not obsessed. I used to think that in this business, in order to succeed, you got to become obsessed. Think about workaholics. From a distance, we look at them, we look at their lives, and we envy them because they're so good at what they do. They're always working so hard to master it. It's important to be dedicated. Why? Because why do you do what you do? What's the purpose of building this business? It's called building this business with purpose. It's to not forget why you do it. It's to not let the work define you, but let the work complement what you're doing to go to where you want to go. Does that make sense? See, the workaholics, we admire them for how hard they work, for what they do, but you look close into their lives. They get so caught up in their work that they let everything around it suffer. That's what happens when you become obsessed. The key is not to forget why you're doing what you're doing and why you're doing it in the first place. I used to think obsessed was a great word until this business consumed my life. And I had to learn the hard way that this business is not my life. This business is not your life. There's more to life than this business. That's right. Camera, network marketing. I'm telling you, this is the first network marketing leader to ever say to an audience of people that this business is not your life. We get started in network marketing. Why? Not to let network marketing define us. We're not network marketers. We're people that found a vehicle in network marketing to do this business for our families, for the people we love. And that we have to keep that. That's the important part. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Right? So many leaders in other companies will tell you, this needs to be your life. You need to drop everything and build this and do this. Why do they tell you that? Because they want you to make money. Yes, you're going to make money. But what happens when you have all the money? Jim Carrey said it best. I wish for everybody to get rich, to make the money and have the nice cars. So they can learn that it means nothing. I've experienced this. I bought a lot of Louis Vuitton stuff, guys. It's not a lot of money. At one point, I had 2 penthouses. One in California, one in Washington. 2 cars, a Lexus and an Evo that I put a lot of money into. In Washington, I lived on the 6th floor right above the Louis Vuitton store. Is that a dangerous combination? I remember what it was like to have nothing, growing up not having anything. I remember buying my first pair of shoes, my first belt. Opportunity's calling, you're going to answer. See, the key is to answer the call when opportunity comes. Is that when you hear the knock, you let it in, right? When I bought my first pair of shoes, I was so happy for such a long time. I was like, wow, I never bought a pair of shoes like this before. I bought my first tie. I remember, it's actually pretty crazy now that I think about it. I wasn't planning on saying this in the training because I totally forgot. 2 days before I talked to Mr. John Amini, before we went to Houston, Texas, I was going through some stuff and I was very upset, I was very sad. And Sharina took me to South Coast Plaza. We didn't have a lot of money. It's all the money we had saved up. She bought me my first Gucci belt. I was so happy I never had anything expensive ever before, you know. It was all the money we had. Now I can see why it meant so much. I was so happy for so long. My shoes, then you know what happens? I buy another belt. Then I'm happy for a shorter period of time. I buy another tie, shorter for another period of time. That stuff doesn't matter. What matters is the relationships, the connections you build with people. At the end of the day, Louis Vuitton tie. It's not going to keep you warm at night. At the end of the day, Louis Vuitton shoes. I'm not going to talk to you about your goals and dreams. It's not going to help you become better. We live in such a materialistic world that we go out there and instead of loving people and using things what we do, we love things and use people. That we let things define us. I used to joke around about it, right? I go, man, you know, nothing lasts forever, except for things. Things last forever, right? But you know what I'd rather have than things? Experiences. It's memories, right? Mr. J. Matsumoto said, life is not about how many breaths you take, it's about the moments that take your breath away. You know what I'm talking about? Those random moments where you're just living life, going through your day-to-day schedule, and all of a sudden you just think of a memory of some distant time in your past, some random thought, and it just makes a smile on your face. Can you honestly tell me that's worth less than a Louis Vuitton tie? It's the time you spend with each other. It's to build this business, let it complement your life to make your life better. Not for this business to become your life. Because when you make this become your life, instead of using it to improve your life, you might get rich, but you lose more than you know. In fact, I've come to realize that some people are so poor, all they have is money. Again, real wealth is the things that you have that money can't buy. Those experiences, those memories, times you spend with people. So never lose sight of why you do what you do. Does that make sense? Is this helping so far?
Yes.
But so how do we develop these traits? It's a work in progress. It's not something you develop in a day. It's something you develop daily. You continue to work and improve. And what I want to share with you is a couple of rules that if you live your life based on these rules, you'll naturally develop these traits. If you use these rules to govern your life, you'll become the alpha you. I don't want you to become me. I don't want you to become Ian. I don't want you to become Mr. David Yanamini. I don't want you to become Calvin Wynn. I don't want you to become Jay Matsumoto. I want you to become the alpha you. How do you become your own story? Don't try to be somebody else. They're already taken. Be you. Be the best you. So what are these rules? Right here, rule number 1. You live your life based on these rules, you'll become the alpha you. How many of you are ready to become the alpha you? Say I.
Aye.
It's rule number 1. So always take, seek, and learn from people who are producing the results you want to have. I used to think when I got involved in this business, it's to follow people that have the things that you want. But that's not the case because they might be in different seasons of their lives. How many of you can agree that somebody that was good in the past, had home runs in the past, might not understand the game today? That if you want to have a successful relationship, who should you take advice from? People that have successful relationships. Take advice from your 5 friends that never had a girlfriend. I promise you, you'll lose your girlfriend. I never had a girlfriend before. This is what I would do. No, don't do that, right? So take advice from people that produce the results you want to have. You want to be an expert recruiter, guess what you do? You take advice from people that are still actively recruiting and doing well at it now. You want to be great at getting customers, guess what? You find people that are great at getting customers now. You want to get in shape, you don't want to follow someone that was in shape several years ago. You want someone that's working on it now. The present. So always seek that. Seek advice from people. It's the shortcut. Those are the cheat codes in life. To surround yourself with people that are better than you. Why? Because their lives, here's why you got to become the alpha you. The greatest gift you can give somebody else is your personal development. Why? Because when you raise the standards of your life, everybody around you's life will be raised. How important is that? Let me ask you this. How many of you surround yourself with people that are better than you? And just because you're around them, you learn a little bit more, you become a little bit more. You're excited, you change your philosophies. How many of you experience that? That's what you're going to become for people. I want to live my life to the point where someone says, you know what? I didn't quit because of you. But I live my life aspiring to inspire people before I expire. Because at the end of the day, you're not remembered for the things that you get. You're not remembered for the things that you buy. You're actually remembered for what you give. You know what's the greatest gift you can give somebody? It's your love, your time, your belief, your appreciation. So always seek that. Rule number 2 is to always have a strong willingness to learn. You always have to have a strong willingness to learn, a strong willingness to become better, to grow. Why? Because if you're not growing, you're dying. That things are constantly changing. You got to constantly develop. You want to take your team to the next level, you got to take your team to the next level. If you want your team to grow, you have to grow. It also works in all areas of life, yes or yes? Yes. So you always have to have a strong willingness to learn. Rule number 3 is you have to have a strong willingness to accept change. Change is probably the scariest thing in the world. But in life, you have 2 pains. You can either suffer the pain of change, or you can suffer even worse of pain, staying the same. You gotta accept change. So isn't that our core value? Embrace change and be daring. Then you gotta be able to go out there and do that. To embrace it and to change. Not just for you, but for everybody around you. And you're going to experience that in this business. You're going through this journey, yeah, in the beginning, right? People are going to, not believe in you and all this other stuff. They're going to ask you why you do it, but the day will come when people are going to ask you how you did it. And they're going to look at you like you're someone special. They're going to look at you like you did something amazing, but you'll know that there's nothing amazing about it. All you did was pay the price and just worked hard. And that's one of the most surreal experiences of your life. And once you get to that moment, you're going to go to flashbacks and when you used to approach people and ask them the same questions. I've experienced some things this weekend that changed my life. And I'm telling you, the things that changed my life did not happen in the convention. It happened in spending time with John and Tiffany, Isaac, the CEO, spending time with them as people. You know what I learned? You know what's the most inspiring thing? There's nothing great about John and Tiffany. There's nothing great about Isaac. They're ordinary people. They're just like you and I. The reason why that's so inspiring is because now I know I can do it. See, true mentorship is not a teacher, it's not a leader. True mentorship is that people want to live their lives better just by being around you based on how you live your life. So you got to be willing to accept change. Rule number 4 is you have to understand the importance of relationships and also to protect and nurture them. The quality of your life will be based on the quality of the relationships you have with people. You want to build $1 million business, you got to build $1 million relationships. Why? Because people quit on business all the time, but they don't quit on friends and family. That you got to touch the heart before you ask for the hand. Everybody communicates, but not everybody connects. Man, relationships are everything. But the key is to always protect it, to nurture it, to grow it. This is for all the clerics out there. It's to show them, I know we have relationships with people, but we automatically assume that people know. We automatically assume that people understand. But you know what? Not everybody's like you. You've got to communicate in a way they understand. How many times have you ever fought with somebody? You build a business and you tell them to do something and they say, man, you don't care. All you care about is business. But you know in your heart, the only reason why you're saying that is because you care. But the problem is you're not communicating in a way that they understand why they feel it. So you have to learn how people are. See, when we say protect and nurture relationships, it's not about just understanding you, it's about understanding people. Because once you understand people, you accept people. Once you understand and accept people, you give them the greatest gift, which is acceptance. And you grow that bond together. That's the key, is the strangers that become friends, the friends that become families. You know, Calvin Wynn talked about it earlier. There's two types of family. One is based on blood, number two is based on loyalty. It's to build a fellowship where it doesn't matter what's going on outside. Here you're safe. Here you're amongst family. Here it's okay to make mistakes. Here it's okay to cry. Here it's okay. Because we're going to win together. And we're not perfect, but we make mistakes. We're going to make mistakes together. We succeed, we're going to succeed together. That's how it's done. It's to nurture those relationships, protect those relationships. Rule number 5 is be sharp as a tack. And I say being sharp, it means a lot of different things. That means how you dress. It's your posture, how you carry yourself. You gotta be sharp. Why would someone want to work with you if they don't want to be like you? Why would someone want to be around you if they don't like you? So being sharp is not just for you, it's for them. Because why? Because you're developing you, not for you. You're developing you for who? For others. So what does that make you? That makes you a gift. Would you just give a gift unwrapped to somebody? No. So when you're sharp, you know what you're doing when you develop yourself? Being sharp is your posture. It's how you carry yourself. It's your confidence. It's your ability to love. It's your ability to smile. And when you do that, when you're sharp like that, guess what? You're giving them the best gift. It's like adding... First you're having a box, then you're wrapping it, then you're putting a card, then you're putting a bow, then you're putting a flower in it. That's what you're doing when you develop yourself for people. Is you're making yourself into a greater gift to others. Wouldn't it be awesome for people that come in contact with you to say, it was a blessing to know this person become a blessing in my life? And that's why you work hard. I made a lot of sacrifices. Being a leader is hard. You don't even know. I'm telling you, it's not about you. I said on stage yesterday, man, you want to be on that stage to go out there and inspire people, but you know what's crazy about being on that stage, being on that vantage point? Is you can't see you, all you see is everybody else. What's crazy about that is in order to be on that stage, you have to have that vantage point before you're even on that stage. And the moment that you see others before you see yourself is when you're going to get on it. Rule number 6. Is to make time for what's important. This is the biggest learning lesson for me that I want to share with you. So learn to prioritize. Talk about time, right? Make time for what's important. And what that means is sometimes you're going to have to push away fun. To do what you need to do. To build this business for a short period of time. So you can pay the price, you can pay the dues, so you can set the example so other people can go out there and do it. That's why it's easy to build fast and slow so you can get that part over with. But make time for what's important. You know what that also means? It also means don't be so busy going after what you want that you don't take care of what you have. That you might not have everything you want to provide for people, to give to people right now because you haven't gone through that, you haven't experienced that yet. But the key is at that moment to give the best you can with what you have where you are. That happiness is not something you design and plan for tomorrow, it's something you continually build today. And that's what's crazy about it. How many of you are building this business for somebody else? Say I.
I.
Do you know why people get frustrated? When you don't give it your best, here's what happens. You go out there to build this business. Say you're building it for a significant other, a wife, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, whatever it is. And you start putting time in this business. And as you put time in this business, you're spending time away from them, yes or yes?
Yes.
Now you know you're building it for them. You're doing it for them. But how do you think they're going to feel when they see you spend so much time away from them, but you have nothing to show for it? How important do you think they're going to feel? You can't get so caught up in building for the future that you forget about the right now. So make time for what's important. Some of us are like, we're building this business to take care of our families, our parents, we want to retire them. Because we love them, we want to spend more time with them, yes. And yet, we spend so much time building this business, thinking about this business, hanging around, lounging around, and we forget to have family dinners and spend the time that you already have with your family. Like, man, I can't wait to become successful, then I can have dinner with my family every night. Yes, right now you might not be able to have dinner with your family every night. But why not have dinner with your family on the nights that you have? See, it's about making your time worth it. If you're going to spend time in this business, spend time away from the people that you love, and make it count. So that way, when you spend the time with them, they can see the results of all the work that you did. It doesn't matter how far you can see in the future if they don't feel it and believe it now. Growing up, I didn't understand. My parents weren't around. Let me tell you about how I grew up. My parents wake up every morning at 6. They leave by 6 or 7 a.m. They drop us up at school. We'd be there an hour early. I didn't have any friends. I'm there by myself. My roller backpack right outside the auditorium. You pull into the back gate. There's the auditorium where you go into the drama stage. I'm sitting on all the steps, about 13 steps. I'm on the 11th one. By myself. And my aunt would pick me up after school and drop me off at home, and I'd be home by myself or with my little brother. And I would never see my parents. My parents come home at 8 o'clock at night. And they come home at 8 o'clock at night, they're stressed up, they're sick, tired from work. And they're taking out their stress on me and my younger brother. The time we didn't spend, my parents spent a lot of money buying stuff that they couldn't afford to make us happy. Yes, I had a PlayStation. Yes, I had a PlayStation 2. Yes, we had an Xbox. But what I didn't realize is that that time, the money they spent, an Xbox, $500, your parents making $10 an hour, that's 50 hours of their life you just traded away for you to have that Xbox. Man, make time for what's important. Let me tell you something. One day, this father, very, very successful, wealthy, multiple businesses, obsessed with his work, dedicated. Why? Because he built it because he wanted to give his family a life that he never had. Became obsessed with his business, made a lot of money, they had all the toys, they had everything. And one day when he's sitting at work trying to figure out how he can decrease profit margins, how he can become more effective, become more efficient, his son walks in. He goes, "Dad, let me ask you a question. How much money do you make, Dad?" And the dad looks at the son and goes, "That's a rude question. Why would you ask that? Why would you ask, how much money do I make an hour?" "Dad, I just want to know how much money do you make an hour." "Go to your room. Can't you see that I'm busy? Can't you see that I'm working? Why am I working so hard? So you can have all the things that you want. You're going to come in here and ask me how much money I make? Go to your room." The kid starts crying, running up the stairs. And Dad, after like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, feels bad and says, "Man, my son never really asked me for anything. Maybe there was a reason why he asked me that question." And he feels bad, goes up the stairs. As he goes up the stairs, he knocks on the room, opens the door, and he sees his son crying, and his son just wiping off his eyes because he wants to impress his dad, right? And the dad walks in and goes, "Son, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to yell at you. I'm just very upset and very stressed out. I'm working very, very hard, I'm running multiple businesses and all that stuff. I know you never asked anything, and I make, about $100 an hour." And Dad looks at, and the son looks at the dad and goes, "Dad, can I have $50? And the dad, feeling bad, takes out his wallet and gives his son $50. He looks at the $50, he's excited, he's smiling. He reaches under his pillow, reaches behind him, there's a canister, he's dumping out all his money, he's all crumpled all money. And he's putting it together, he's counting it. The dad gets furious again. The dad goes, "Why did you ask me for money? You already had money. Do you know how hard I worked for this? And you come in here and just ask like it's free money?" But the son doesn't even think about it, just counting all the money. He goes, "Yes, I have enough." He goes, "Dad, you make $100 an hour. Here's $100. Can you play with me for an hour?" Right? How many times do we spend so hard building for a future for people. We neglect them right now. And they don't know that we get so caught up in making a living that we forget to live a life. Can't take things for granted, because granted, those things will be taken from you. I'm sharing this with you because I want you to be happy. I know you're going to become successful. I have trainings. You go online and watch all my YouTube videos. You'll learn how to build this business. But I want to teach you how to build you, so once you make the money, you have the time, you know what to do with it. So once that time is gone, you can never get it back. Like my pastor, whose friends died, don't you think he thinks every day of how much he could have gone back and all the opportunities, all the things that he had? But we get so caught up in chasing after what we want that we forget to take care of what we have. So make time for what's important. You want to do this for your family? You might not be able to have dinner every single night, but guess what? On the nights that you're not doing business, why not have dinner with them instead of hanging around outside, spending time with your friends, talk about nonsense? You're building this for your wife, your girlfriend, you're spending time away from them to provide them for a better life. How do you think they feel when they know that on your off times you're not building the business, you're just sitting there hanging out instead of spending time with them? How do you think that's going to make them feel? Do you think it really matters what you're building for the future? No, it doesn't matter. They don't feel that now. So make time for what's important. You only have one life. Don't waste it. You know how people waste their life? I was watching this video, on YouTube, and it was so sad. This guy was talking about this girl that he met, and they were best friends. And she starts crying, and he goes, what's wrong? And she tells him. She goes, nobody knows. And she's like 17, 18, 19 years old. She looks at him and goes, no, I'm terminally ill, and I have about 1 to 2 years left to live. She starts crying. And he's comforting her. He goes, what's the saddest part? She said, I never fell in love. I don't know what it's like. Finding someone, meeting someone, falling in love, the breakups, the pain. I'll never experience that. I'm going to die forever experiencing love. And yet here we are. We have time. But we take for granted the things that other people will never be able to enjoy. Do you see why this business is so important? Do you see why it's so important to step up now? It's not just for you, it's for everybody around you. If I could go back in time, you know what I would do? I would have made the mistakes a lot faster. I wouldn't have spent all my money buying nice things. I would have spent it traveling, building memories. One of my dreams that I want to do is I want to buy a camera. And just every month, for a week or whatever, just take pictures, do whatever, travel and all that stuff, and make photo albums, and build a library of photo albums. Because those moments, those memories, will be frozen in time forever. No matter what happens, what comes and goes, you can always look back at something that, for a part of life, is so important. I'm telling you, I look at my Louis Vuitton shoes, they don't do nothing for me anymore, They don't talk back, like, hey, I love you. I love it when you put your feet in front of me, look good. It doesn't say that. It's crazy. Don't take anything for granted. Make time for what's important. Make time for what's important. I had this conversation, with one of my leaders. And, his baby mama was pregnant. He was building his business for her. I could see it. He was willing to change. He was making all those changes. And she started complaining that she's not spending enough time with us. She's saying, oh, that business is changing. You're spending so much time on the business. You don't care about anything else. Can't you see that I'm pregnant? And then he goes, I'm doing it for you. I'm doing this for you and the baby. And then he and she goes, I'm pregnant. I want you to spend time with me. I want you to take care of me. I'm sick. I need it. And and then he says, but I'm building it for you, for the baby. He goes, and if you're really building a business, then why do you spend so much time just hanging out with your friends at Starbucks, doing all that stuff instead of being here to take care of me? You don't have any meetings. You don't have any meetings. Why aren't you here? You see how we take things for granted? That we have all the right intentions, going after for what we want, but we forget to take care of what we have. I'm telling you, it's crazy. We can't waste any more time. I'm telling you. Because we just don't know. Rule number 7 is show love. Never, ever, ever hold it back. Never hold back a compliment, a sincere compliment. If you want to tell somebody how beautiful they are, tell them. If you want to tell somebody how much you appreciate them, tell them. Because you know what's worse than saying things you wish you could take back? Is never saying the things that you wish you did. My dad, I was such a bad kid. I was failing all my classes. My dad grounded me. Took away all my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. That little... Some of you are too young, but the floppy disk, I don't even know what that is. Anthony, I put Yu-Gi-Oh cards in it. He took it away because he just played, with 4 of my friends, the only friends I had. And he was so mad at me. I was failing all my classes. I know my brother was there, And my brother got punished for me too. I'm like, dang, I'm sorry, Alex. You got punished for things I did. And you're like, what did you do? Like, this is your brother. You need to learn now, right? This is a punishment in advance, right? Like, dang, dude, I'm sorry. And I remember that day, I remember that day. I love my grandma so much, and she loved me too, And she called me from Minnesota. She was going to come down and spend time with the family. And it was Christmas time. They called my dad, and she had no idea what was going on. She said, what does Julian and Alex want for Christmas? We're coming down. We haven't seen them in so long. We want to buy them all these gifts. And, what did they want? My dad said, don't buy anything for Julian. He's acting up. He's being a bad kid. Don't buy anything. He doesn't deserve anything. And you know what she said? She said, he's your son. He's young. He's going to make mistakes. You make mistakes. He's going to learn from it. But he's my grandson. I want to take care of him. And he goes, no, don't overstep your boundaries. Let me raise my son. Don't you buy anything from him. They got in an argument. That was the last conversation they had. Let me tell you what happened 2 hours later. That was the last conversation they had. An argument 2 hours later in Minnesota. It's snowing and the road is icy and they're driving. Always wear a seatbelt, ladies and gentlemen. Asian people don't wear seatbelts. It's stupid. And it was like a van. It's like an Astro van. I don't know if you've ever seen those Astro vans, right? It's like big, it's like huge. And she's going down the icy road. They took a wrong turn. The car slid, the door opened. And my little niece, she was like 2 years old, who was sitting in my grandma's lap, flew out of her hands. And my grandma grabbed my niece and wrapped her around her. And as she wrapped around her, she protected my niece and rolled down the hill. And she died instantly. But that's not the thing that hurt the most is that when my dad got the call, 2 hours later, the last conversation my dad had with his mom was an argument about me. Do you think my dad knew? Do you know? Yet we treat everything as if it's going to always be there. How much do you think my dad regrets that? How much do you think I regret that? That was the last conversation they had. You don't want to hold anything back. Tell people they're proud of them. You're proud of them. Tell people you love them. Tell people you appreciate them. That's how you build relationships. So never ever hold anything back. I'm telling you. Rule number 8, answer all insults with a smile. It's like, you're like, okay. You got a hater? That's good. You need to get 20 more, right? You need to do something right. Play about haters, right? My eyes keep leaking. What the hell's wrong with my eyes? It's okay. Because great minds will always go through opposition from mediocre minds. Don't complain about not fitting in because the majority doesn't understand, doesn't accept you. It's okay, you don't want to be like them anyways. Majority of people are broke. It's true. What if, because you grew up your whole entire life never fitting in, always feeling alone, never felt like you belonged with everybody else, what if that was the greatest sign for you that you were meant to do something great? So what if I wouldn't want to fit in? 95% of people? Guess what? 5% of people will still be working at age 65, 36% of people will be dead, 54% of people will be dead broke. That's 95% of people. You want to fit into that category. So why would you live your life trying to fit in when you're made to stand out? Haters? They're just confused admirers. My mentor, Audrey Graham, said jealousy is love and hate at the same time. That's Drake, by the way. You need to get educated. Raise your hand if you like Drake. If you didn't raise your hand, you need to raise your standards. Okay? So answer all insults with a smile. Someone's talking behind your back, that's good because that means you're in front of them. How many of you ever notice dogs don't bark at parked cars? Let me tell you something. Truth goes through 3 stages. First, it's ridicule. Then it's violently opposed. And then guess what? It becomes self-evident. So build your business on volume. That's wrong. Answer all insults with a smile. Rule number 9. It's for you men. Strength comes from admitting your mistakes. But it's not just admitting your mistakes, it's learning from them too. There's 3 stages. Most of us only know the first 2. First stage is say I'm sorry. We all know how to do that. The second stage is say I'll never do it again. We know how to do that. But the third stage is to say what can I do to make it better now. Mistakes as leaders. How we build our team. If you make a mistake, it's okay. They're going to forgive you. They're going to understand no one's perfect. So you make a mistake, admit it quickly and emphatically. In fact, they'll respect you more for it. Does that make sense? So admit your mistakes and learn from them. It's okay, because that's how we learn from our mistakes. They're lessons. You're not your past. You're not defined by what your past is. Your past does not determine your future. You are not your past. You are what you learn from your past. Does that make sense? Okay? So admit your mistakes and learn from them. Rule number 10. Take the lead. What do you take the lead of? Take the lead of your organization. Take the lead of your business. More importantly, take the lead of your life. Don't depend on people to be there and do everything for you because they're not always going to be there. And in fact, if you have people in your life that are doing things for you, don't take it for granted because what if they stop doing it? Because you didn't appreciate it. Take responsibility. What do you take responsibility of? You take ownership, responsibility of your, not just your team. You got to take responsibility of your team. That if it's to be, it's up to me. Why? Because so many of us wait for an upline to come in and change our life. What if that person never comes? That's why a lot of our lives didn't change. We're waiting for someone to show, but the only person that's going to change our lives is the person sitting in your seat when you're closing to your thoughts. So you got to take the lead in responsibilities. Take responsibility of your own life. Rule number 11 is to understand that scared money don't make money. That's a term from poker. It means you got to go out there and you got to know when to go all in. You got to know when it is to take risks. You got to know when it's time to put everything on the line. To fight for what you believe in. To fight in what you want. Because if you don't ask, the answer will always be no. If you don't seek, you won't find. And if you don't knock, the door won't be open for you. Things aren't just handed for you. You got to go after what you want. You got to. So you got to understand that. So what do we got to do? How do we summarize all that? Is that we got to learn to act as if. Right? This is my own original. I put my name on that. Okay? Because we all know leadership, right? John C. Maxwell says, if you look at people for how they are, they'll become worse. But if you look at people for how they can be, they'll become what they should be. But you know what's crazy about that? It also applies to you. If you look at yourself for how you are, you're going to become worse. But if you look at yourself for how you could be, you'll become who you should be. And who should you become? All that you can. How much should you do? All that you can. How much should you love? All that you can. 3 things to remember. How do you improve your business? How do you become a better presenter? How do you become a better closer? These 3 things will make it easy for you. So many people want to learn the perfect technique. People want to learn the perfect script. How do I do this? How do I do that? The key is to live, to be alive, to set your soul on fire. The most powerful weapon on earth is a human soul on fire. That if you set yourself on fire, people will come around and watch you burn. Why do we get inspired at the convention? Because we see people's hearts, we see the passion. Why am I crying in front of you? So you can see that I'm a real person, that I feel. So number 1 is you got to be enthusiastic as hell. Coming out of this convention, you got to be enthusiastic as hell. Why? Because this tells people that you have something really great to offer. Can you imagine you're going out there sharing people the opportunity, but you're scared? How do you expect them to feel? You need to become excited. Why do you need to become excited? Because 95% of people don't have a way. That 5% of people will still be working at 65. 36% of people will be dead. 54% of people will be dead broke. So that means every single person you come in contact with, 95% of them will fall into that category. And you have an opportunity to change that, yes or yes?
Yes.
So how can you not be excited? I'm scared to show people the business, just like you are, but we're scared for different reasons. You're scared to show people the business because you're scared what they'll think. I'm scared not to show people the business because I'm scared where they're going to end up. Because I know. Why would you be scared to show people the product? I'm excited. Why? Because I know every single wild party you go into, every time I show someone the product, that they have never used, experienced, or found a product that can give better results than the ones we have. So why would you be scared? Because someone will say no? Let me ask you a question. If I took out a $100 bill right now and said I'll give it to anybody in the room, how many of you take it? If I crumple it up, how many of you still take it? If I put it on the floor and step on it, how many of you still take it? If I spit on it, how many of you still take it? Why? Because no matter what I do to that money, does it take away the value of the money? No. And you know what happens? We go out there, we have this gift of an opportunity, we have this gift of a product. Imagine having a diamond worth millions. And you put it in a nice box, you wrap it up, and you go up there and you give it to somebody and say, hey, would you like this box? This diamond's worth millions. Someone says no. Does it take away the value of the diamonds? No. So you go out there, you share someone the opportunity, and they say no. Does it take away the value of the opportunity? So why do you let it? So you got to be enthusiastic as hell, because people know you have something exciting to offer. Number 2 is, like I said, you got to be sharp as a tack, because if they don't think you are as sharp as a tack, you are wasting your time. You need to become a person that people can believe in. You need to become a person that people will be inspired by. Rule number 3 is you have to understand you're an authority figure and a force to reckon with. Why? Because people are taught to respect and listen to authority figures from a young age. So what does that mean? That you go out there, if you don't forget that you show someone the business, they came to hear from you. You didn't come here to hear from them. I got started in this business. Mr. David Yanamina showed it to me. You know where I was before I got started in Seacret? I was a film network marketer that lost everything. I swore I would never come back. I left California to Houston. I said I'll never come back to California until I become a champion, until I have it all. And I got it, and I lost it. And I was scared to come back, but I had nothing. And Sharina called me and said it's okay to come back, and I came back. I was living in her apartment. I was living in her living room. And I didn't want to join Seacret. I didn't want to do Seacret. But things happen for a reason. The day I show up, I talk to Mr. Tim Herr. Coincidentally, Isaac Benchbot's there, and Betty's there the same day. The day I arrived back to California. And I signed up. My first 6.5 months, I got my 6-figure ring. 7.5 months, I became a diamond. My first year, I made over $200,000, not including the money that Sharina made. Some of you might, man, that was pretty fast. No, it's not. It took me 6 years to become an overnight success. So my life changed. Went from that to the 2 penthouses, everything like that. David Yanamini is my sponsor. You get checks match off that. Did I do him a favor by signing up? No. Because if he didn't sign me up, guess where I'd still be? God knows where. He did me the favor by showing it to me. Because if he didn't share with me the opportunity, something scarier than change would happen, which is nothing. Understand every day you go out there, you show people the opportunity, you show people the business, You're doing them a favor by showing them they're not doing you a favor by coming down. And once you understand that, this business becomes easy, becomes fun. All of a sudden you can't stop talking to people now. You know what that summarizes to? This all rolls up to one simple fact, that you are a person who can help them get what they want and achieve their goals, that you're a person that can help them take control of their lives. And that's all people want, is to take control of their lives. Why do people use the product? Because they want results to take back their lives. Why do people get in? Because it's a binary compensation plan, because it's a 65% payout? Hell no. They get started because what? They want to spend more time with their families. They might make a lot of money, but they don't have a lot of time. You show them this business, even though it's skincare, where they can make what they make right now in less time. Don't you think they're going to get involved no matter what it is? So you're helping people take back control of their lives. That's what you're doing. It's a gift. Embrace it. And once you do that, the business becomes easy. That's how you sign people up. You know you got something better. You show them and you let them feel it. So what do we do coming out of this convention? This is the most important. It's not about how you feel, it's what you decide to do. That if you want things to change, you got to make a new decision, you got to take new action. Because if you made a decision, you don't take new action, guess what? You didn't make a decision. So what kind of action do you take? Any action. Take action now. Action, no matter how big or how small, makes the biggest difference. You take small puffs of air, small drops of water, both seem insignificant, but you combine that, that is a recipe for an unstoppable hurricane. That just by getting up and doing something, you're going to run laps around people that are just sitting at home on the couch complaining. That's it. Take action. Start now. I'm going to give you the action steps. So what should you do? What kind of action should you take? Do something now that will make the person you will be tomorrow proud to have been the person you are today. I don't know if you caught that. Let me say that again. Do something now that will make the person you'll be tomorrow proud to have been the person you are today. I want to be a father that, if you ask my son or daughter what do they want to be when they grow up, I want them to say, man, I want to be like my dad. My dad's my hero. Be someone that people will be proud to be around. You know, it's crazy because they say that it's the key is to get the people to believe in the leader. I think it's magical when the leader believes in the people. I believe in you so much, you have no idea. In this room, there's only one person who knows how bad I was, how much of a loser I was. And that's true. All of you just see who I am today. You see my success, but you didn't see the struggles. You didn't see the challenges. She was there every single day for the last 5 years. All the mistakes, all the falls, all the fails. And you can ask her, and she'll tell you there's nothing special about me. I just work hard. And if you work hard in the same circumstance, you'll have what I have, if not more. That's it. You have what it takes. But it doesn't take all that you got. So what are you waiting for? So if you die today, would you be happy how your life turned out? If you died today, would the people you love know and feel how much you love them? If you were to die today, how would you be remembered? What legacy would you leave? It's cute. It's adorable. When I build my team and people come up to me, they go, I just want to make you proud. And I want to share with you that every day that you get up and you give it your best and you take action even when you don't want to, I'm already proud. And it's funny because I can't speak for all leaders, but the type of leader I am, I want to make you proud. At the end of the day, I want you to be like, man, I'm so proud of part of Julian Doan's team. That's how I want to live my life, to make a difference. You have no idea. Like I'm the funny guy, always cracking jokes, always doing all that stuff. The reason why? You don't know how sad I am. I look at it, just, around all these people. You don't know how alone I felt. You never know. Why do I do this? Because I wish I had someone that shared with me all this, that taught me all this. So I wouldn't have had all the problems and the pains and the challenges. But now I understand why I went through all these things. So I can share it with you, so hopefully you wouldn't have to. See, what's crazy is how many of you make sacrifices to be here? How many of you are spending time away from people you care about to be here? Can I tell you something? So am I. You ever thought about that? Your leaders make so much sacrifices for you that you don't even know. And they will do things to put you in front of them. For you to just give it your best. And that's why I get pissed off. That's why I get frustrated. That's why I get hurt. That's why I get angry. Because I make so many sacrifices. I lost so much because I put you in front of me. And when you don't give it your best, all the things I've lost, all the sacrifices I've made, it makes me feel like it was for nothing. And all I'm asking for you is give it your best. Is that too much to ask? You know who deserves your best other than you and your family that could be loved? You. Being a leader, man. You don't even know. Can't be normal. Yesterday, walking through, the party, stopped every 2 seconds. It's cool. And I stop for every single person, to take pictures of every single person. If you're one of those people that stop me, don't worry, I'm not talking about you, okay? I know how much it means to you. Because I know how much it meant to me. Because when I built this business, when I first got started, there were people that didn't stop me. There were people that went, can I get a picture with you? In front of me. So heartbroken. These are like your heroes, people you look up to and be like. That's why I stop for every single person. I take every single picture. You pulled this event, last night, and I didn't spend a lot of time with Shrina. I was walking around with her, but I stopped every 2 seconds. Not really like any time, To make you guys happy. To have someone for you to inspire to. That's why leadership is a sacrifice. You got to give up to go up. But the key is to make what you sacrifice worth it. I know a lot of you made sacrifices. A lot of you lost a lot of you are in here. You need to make this business work more than anything else. But you know what you need to do is to make the times that you spend in this business count. Because if you don't, then all of it would be for nothing. Does that make sense? Because look, guess what? You're building this business, and you're spending time away from your family, and your family feels like you don't care about them no more. They chose the business over them, and you're not taking this business seriously. You know what you might as well do? You might as well quit the business and just spend time with your family. Because guess what? You will make the same amount of money anyways. At least you'll still have your family. If you're going to spend time away from your significant other, to have them feel alone, to have them feel like you're building this business and you're spending more time in the business than without them, but you're not going to make this business count, you're not going to make the money, you're not going to make the sacrifices, and you might as well just quit the business and spend all your time with your significant other. At least they'll feel love. At least you'll have those moments. Does that make sense? How many sacrifices have you made that have gone in vain? How many things have you done? How many things have you lost? Amount to nothing. I'm sorry. You can't go back in time. What you've lost, you can't get back. Or you might not get back. Things you've done, you can't rewrite the past. You can't. At least you can learn from it. So you become a better person tomorrow for the next group of people. And you can share those wisdoms with them. I don't understand why certain things have happened in my life. I would tell you things that happened in my life and you wouldn't even believe it. It's the craziest thing in the world. But I just want all of you to be happy. Because there were times in my life where I felt incredibly happy. And it's scary to think that some people will never experience it. I will put you before me. All I ask is just to make it worth it. So as I build, I can say, I went to something. Does that make sense? Life is so short, man. We have an opportunity to something great. But that opportunity is not going to live forever. So what are you going to do? Make a commitment to get to the next convention. That's number one. Make a commitment that you're going to be at the next one. Number two, set up 15 to 20 personal appointments. After this, meet up with your leader, set up the appointments. Take new action. Step number three, go superstar all over again. Get 4 more for customers. Go out there, sign up a new premium on your left, a new premium on your right. Step 4, go out there, and why would you want to do that? You're like, I already have a big team. Yeah, go out there, do it, and guess what? How excited do you think your people are going to feel when they see new people added under them, that you personally put under them to help them grow their business? You're like, well, my upline never did it to me. I don't have any spillover. Forget about gifts from above. Create gifts below. How other people treated you, how other people built for you, should be no excuse on what you do for others. You make that decision. Why? I didn't have help. I didn't have support. So I could easily be like, I'm not going to give that. I'm going to do exactly what my upline did. Or guess what? I can be different. And then develop a superstar and let the superstar to right. Go launch all over again. Commit to getting on every conference call. Want to know something crazy? You're like, man, I hate being on those conference calls every morning. It's every morning I listen to it. Yeah, but you just got to listen. I actually got to talk on those things. You're like, man, it's like an hour of my day. It's an hour of my day too. But I love the conference calls in Atlanta way more than I love it in Hawaii. Hawaii is 8 a.m. You know what I mean? Like Atlanta is like 2 p.m. I'm like, man, I like this, right? Like, man, I gotta go to a meeting. I gotta spend time with my family. I'm going to a meeting, another meeting. Yeah, guess what? I'm going to another meeting too. The only difference is you show up, you bring people, I help you build a business, help me make more money, and all I have to do is be up here in front of you. So understand the sacrifices you make, the sacrifices we make. And step 6, commit to becoming the alpha you. Don't settle for mediocrity. Don't settle for average. F average. Let's take this to the moon. I honestly believe just this group alone, if everybody else in Seacret just quit, this group alone can build this company to a legacy company. But it doesn't matter what I believe, what matters is what you believe. I already told the story yesterday about the scientists that study human behavior. That story is so crazy. But you don't see those things here in America. Why? Because we're so desensitized to things. We're talking about collecting Jordans, right? I have like 6 pairs of Louis Vuitton shoes. Yet there are people in other countries that don't even have slippers. God bless Dennis Valera, man. His vision to go out there and do that, that's amazing. That's honorable, you know what I mean? Here we are complaining about, shoes when there's people out there that don't even have feet, Taking things for granted, I'm telling you. Become the alpha you. Give the best you. And so the scientist goes out there, goes to this tribe, gathers all the children, say, hey, have a race to the tree. Whoever goes to the tree, makes it first, you're going to win this fruit. You can eat it all by yourself. It's a poor village. You know what the children did? They all linked arms together. And they all slowly marched in unison to the tree. And he gave them the fruit. You know what they did? This is a poor village. They don't have a lot. But you know what they did? They split it up all equally and all the children ate it together. And he didn't understand. He says, why did you do that? Why didn't you want it all to yourself? And the children said, we want to. And that means I am because we are. I am because we are. I am nothing without you. You're nothing without your people. We are Seacret. We are the change that's needed in the world. Stop being afraid. Been afraid for too long. I promise you, coming out of this, I can't promise you what you're going to do. I don't know what you're willing to do, but I can promise you, I'm at a point in my life where I need to step up. And I'm going to do it. For me, for you. And I'm not going anywhere. I'll be here for you. I won't quit on you. I won't give up on you. I won't let you go. We're going to fight. We're family, right? I'm going to say something, man, you don't understand. I almost got in a fight with Tim Tobikawa. Outside the Hampton Inn. You don't understand. This is a real... I've never been so mad before. But I clenched my fist and everything, right? But I was scared because, Tim kind of looks like Shank's son. I was scared he took my soul. My soul's mine. That's all I'm like, bro, I love you more than you know, man. And it's so crazy because so many of us have been so hurt for so long that we can give love, but we can't take love. Now, when someone cares, we freak out. Why do you care so much? What do you stand to benefit? Isn't that crazy? That's the world we live in. But you know the key was? conversation, me and Tim. We had a rough patch. But I understood what he was going through, and I told him, I was like, bro, you don't understand, man. I'm telling you this because I love you. But no matter what, bro, I'm not going to give up on you. And I will continue every single day doing this visit to the day you see it. Because I know you've been hurt a lot. I know you've been gone through a lot. I'm going to prove to you that I'm different. Some of you want to prove to us that you have what it takes. No, I'm here to prove to you that we're the real deal. Now Tim's never been happy. Just accept the love, take it. And give it. Does that make sense? Sorry if you came here for something inspirational, me getting in your face, yelling at you like a crazy Asian, testosterone everywhere. Sometimes you need something different. I really believe we have a gift. Our group is different. You know, people go, man, shouldn't you be a $250,000 earner already? Shouldn't you be $500,000 earner already? Look at all this stuff. And you know what I tell people? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm still hesitant to recruit networkers. If I recruit networkers, I bring over large organizations, can I make more money? Hell yeah, I can make more money. Will I do that? I will. But not until I make $500,000. Because I want to make it to $500,000, recruiting no networkers, just building it from scratch. But people that have no experience. Why? So that we can go out there and show people that it doesn't matter where you come from, that anybody can build this. It's a slower build, but it'll create more significance. I made a lot of money. Making more money, it's probably not going to make you feel any happier. I mean, you know, you make $200,000, another $100,000, $300,000. Do you really think that extra $100,000 is going to really make you that much happier? You might think so, but I promise you it won't. Just like another pair of Louis Vuitton shoes, it's not going to make me happy. Buying another Louis Vuitton tie, it's not going to make me happy. Now what's going to make me happy is being able to share it with you so that you can enjoy what I've enjoyed and see you happy, seeing you go out there with your loved ones, seeing you that with your husbands and your wives to be proud, to be, you know, to stand there and like, oh man, I'm lucky. See, I want you to have I want your children to have their parents back. I want the parents to have their kids back. That's what I want for you. Life's too short to go at it alone. So you're not alone. So go out there, commit to it. There's two types of people, those who get what they want, and the 95% who get nothing. And the difference is the 95% who get nothing, they live their lives becoming creatures of circumstance, saying, I am based on what happens to me. But the 5%, those who get what they want, they live their lives understanding that they're creators of circumstances. I've had stuff happen to me, I go through stuff, and I know some things are not my control, it's not my fault, but you know what? I always take responsibility. I always see what can I learn from it, how can I grow, so I can make sure this doesn't happen again. I can't change what's already happened, but at least I can change the future. I'm always growing, always changing. That's my goal for the whole Alpha philosophy. Is that you don't stop growing. Because you just don't stop. You continue to evolve yourself and become better and better. And you know what you're going to notice? Everybody around you is going to become better and better and better. So understand, destiny is not a matter of chance, it's a matter of choice. So many of us think that success is reserved for the chosen few, but I'm here to tell you it's not. It's reserved for the few who choose. Right? It's not reserved for the chosen few, it's reserved for the few who choose. So coming out this door, after this training, you can either leave and continue doing what you've always done, and you're going to continue getting what you've always done. Or you can take this information, what I share with you, make new decisions, and change your destiny forever. Because in your moments of decisions where your destiny is formed, your destiny is shaped. What did Craig Holiday say, right? So many of us were on chapter 3 or 4 of our lives. We don't like how it's turning out. We close the book. We give up. We quit. But that's chapter 3 or 4. You haven't seen chapter 5, 6, or 7 yet. 8, 9, 10 yet. What did they say? Everything works out in the end. Are things working out in your life? If not, it's probably because it's not the end yet. That's why obstacles in your life are called hurdles. They're meant for you to get over them. So in closing, I want to read you something that I always read. This stood out to me so much, and something that reminds me of everything. Like, as leaders, how many of you ever felt like, as people, how many of you ever felt like you wanted to quit? I have. How many of you ever felt like you wanted just to walk away? How many times have you ever felt, is it worth it? I wish I could see the future, look down the road, to see whether I should hang on or let go. Would it be worth it? And we go out and we pour our hearts and souls to people that take it for granted. And we say, man, why am I even doing this? I just reread this and it puts me back on the path. And when I read this, it gives me the hope and light to continue on. Is it okay if I read it to you?
Yes.
People are often unreasonable, illogical, and self-centered. Forgive them anyways. If you're kind, people may accuse you of selfish motives. Be kind anyways. If you are successful, you win some false friends and some true enemies. Succeed anyways. If you're honest and sincere, people may deceive you. Be honest and sincere anyways. What you spend years building, someone could destroy overnight. Build anyways. If you find serenity and happiness, they may be jealous. Be happy anyways. The good you do today, people will often forget tomorrow. Too good anyways. Give the world the best you have, and it may never be enough. Give them your best anyways. Because in the final analysis, it's between you and God. It was never between you and them anyways. I don't know what the future holds for you. I don't know what the future brings for you. But if you lock arms for us, with us, we'll make it happen together. I can't promise you that I won't let you down. I will make mistakes. I will let you down. I will hurt you. But what I can promise is I always learn from it and I always become better for you. And I always find some way to make it up to you. That we're going to learn and grow together. This is a new era. This is a new generation. This is a new way to build business. Seacret's just not a new company in the industry. We're new people in the industry. We're people are just sick and tired of being sick and tired. And yeah, I'm really sick and tired of being sick and tired. And sometimes you gotta lose to win. Sometimes you gotta lose to have it all. Now that I know what's important to me, now I know what I need to do, I promise you I will never stray the path again. I promise you I won't get distracted again. I promise you I will continue to grow for you. And I promise you I will become better for you. Can you become better for me?
Yes.
If we can do that, we'll change the world. So in closing, I just want to let you know that I love you, I believe in you. Next convention is Salt Lake City, Utah. I'm excited to hear your story. I'm excited the next convention because I know some of you are going to have organizations that big as this room. And we're going to look back on the memories of right now. And the challenges, the obstacles, everything, the pain, the tears that you shed right now that make you want to quit. You will look back and you will realize that all those things needed to happen to get you to the next moment. I love all of it. Some of you, I may not know you by name. But I love you all.
We love you too, man.
Thank you. So let's go out there and make a commitment to live the best life possible. So that every person that you come in contact with can say that their life is the two moments. The moment before you and the moment after. And their lives will never be the same because their lives become blessed because you touch their heart, you touch their soul. You give them love, support, appreciation that they never had. And you will teach people how to love. You will teach people how to accept love. And that love will change the world. So that being said, I appreciate each and every one of you. Meet up with your teams, meet up with your organizations, set up a game plan, and let's go out there and let's make it happen. I love you all. Thank you.